Hey, whoa. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading the Markets. I'm your host, Vays. Hold on a second. I gotta mute. Hey. Shit. All right. I don't know why I have to clear my throat. First time I'm speaking this morning, so. To close some tabs. Like Zoom was acting real slow. I also have like the laptop connected to this massive monitor, and I have a feeling my 32 gigs of RAM is just not enough. So I either got to buy a new $4,000 laptop, or I may have to, buy some memory sticks and add them in there. Anyway, or I can just close some tabs. Either way, it works. Okay. Anyway, let's go to the charts. I have 25 minutes left. I want to jump into Twitter Spaces today, and I want to try to avoid talking about politics, Russia, and Ukraine. Let's see how that works out for me. Okay. Okay. So we're going to start with the most important chart. I know I always do, Bitcoin first, but man, this is bad. This is really, really bad. This was a very critical trend line for the S&P 500 on the daily futures chart. We had the MRI buy. We had the MRI support line. We had the trend line support. We had triple support right here. And what is happening this morning? Well, this morning, we are breaking all of that triple support and creating a red star candle indicating a bearish trend for the S&P on the daily scale. And we are now, in my view, at a double bottom versus the last pullback. That is a problem. That is a big problem. We are only, 0.5% above that line. You guys know my view on double bottoms and double tops. They break more often than they hold. This is consolidation. It held the MRI resistance line. It held the MRI sell. See, this one worked out. This one did not. This one did not reverse on the MRI buy, and it did not hold the MRI support line. I thought that it would. It did not. This is why we, trade the charts, not our opinions. So this is a problem. Bitcoin being an MRI buy is great, but if the stock market now takes a nosedive, I don't think Bitcoin will be able to hold up. Now, the stock market can go to new lows versus the $3,500 area, but even if it does, I don't think that's going to bring Bitcoin to new lows, because Bitcoin does have its own 4-year dynamic and its own 4-year cycle, and the Bitcoin halving is coming. But as Fender Funk states in the live chat, yes, if the S&P goes down to new lows, it can certainly take Bitcoin back down to 20,000. The more time passes, the less likely we are to go below 20,000. Because, like I said, the halving is coming, the FOMO is going to come. More and more wallets are accumulating Bitcoin. More and more Bitcoin is going into the Lightning Network. More and more Bitcoin gets used, more and more countries are going to start, loading up on Bitcoin sooner or later. They have no choice. So Bitcoin down move is somewhat limited, but it will continue to be correlated with the stock market. So this is a big issue. Now, why am I not panicking yet? The reason I'm not panicking yet is because the weekly chart has not yet broken down. The weekly chart is a smidge stronger, but it can break down next week. So right now, we are also on a triple support in the weekly S&P, and the Arun has crossed over, which has been a very good trading signal for a long, long time. But the MACD is about to cross over, and the RSI ain't something to write home about here. Now, the long-term moving average of the 200-week is still has plenty of downside without a catastrophe, but I do want us to hold this week. So only next week will we know if the weekly chart has broken down. Let's review this history a little bit. And we're still doing okay. I'm still of the belief that the S&P will reverse and challenge all-time highs, if not this year, then certainly next year. And then sometime in 2024, 25, or maybe 26, we're going to break out to like dumbfounded highs in the S&P. And not because the United States government is so awesome and stable. They're more like the opposite. The US will be collapsing, but the US stocks will do well. Until the government comes for the private companies and the stocks, and then it would crash. This is my outlook for the S&P. And Dow and NASDAQ, So now we're going to go to Bitcoin. We're going to go to the weekly chart. So here's our weekly chart. Let's look at the oscillators. Our CMF still looks okay. MACD looks very strong. RSI looks pretty strong. No issues there. Still have plenty of room on the Lucid SARs. One day there'll be Financial Summit SARs or tone-based SARs. Got rejected by the MRI resistance line, got rejected by the double moving averages. We knew that this was going to be a very tough nut to crack with this massive triple resistance. Now, how low can Bitcoin go? My floor is about 20,000. That's my floor. It can go to 20,000 without any major damage. Now, the good news to it going 20,000 is I will once again, before I talk about Bitfarms, was messaging with someone about the MRI, someone that recently purchased the MRI. I don't dox any names. And his first trade was basically on the hourly chart yesterday, like right here on this green star candle on the hourly chart, which looks awesome on the hourly chart. Would I have made that trade? Maybe not, because it's an hourly chart. It's late in the day. It's already in the second half of the day, and the stock would have already moved an unreasonable amount for a day. But looks like the trade's doing pretty good into today. And just wanted to do it. So we just went through it a little bit. So here's what I really like about this. Not trading advice, guys. So here's what concerned me. What concerned me was this massive bullish candle. I just don't like to chase stuff. but it was entered right here. And now the question becomes, where do you set your stop loss? I kind of like this. I think the stock is doing okay. Navigated the 2022 storm, almost made it to new all-time highs at the end of 22. And it's above all the moving averages, so that's good. Green star candle on the daily. We're now above that green star candle. We do have a couple of more days before a daily MRI top. I'd take my profit there. Your moving averages are going to cross soon. And then it will be above all moving averages with all of them rising, but that's going to come at around the time of the MRI top. And on a weekly scale, it's looking really good with a green star candle. Again, tops on the MRI. So I think there's like better trades out there, but the big question is, where do you set your stop loss? And you have two choices for a stop loss. Either a conservative stop loss of just below yesterday's low, or a relaxed stop loss of below the 50-day moving average. And in that case, you would raise the stop loss each day based on the moving average. The conservative way is the initial stop loss is the low of the entry candle. If today is a bullish day, if this ends as a green candle, I would raise the stop loss to the middle of that big candle or just below the other moving average. But if we have another up day tomorrow, I would immediately raise that stop loss to the bottom of today's candle. So just a heads up, because I'm probably going to forget about the sticker forever, most likely. So now we can go to Bitfarms. Oh, wait, I clicked the Canadian version. So this red star candle is a little bit bearish. I was disappointed that I never got a chance to get back in at, under 70 cents, but I would like to get that chance again. Sorry, Ben. I like you and your company, but I would like it to go down to 70 cents so I can buy in again. Guys, please don't get me started on Ukraine. Colonel McGregor is one of the most knowledgeable, most sane voices on the situation. So anything he says, I would listen to it. He was right from the very beginning. I listened to his interviews the week of the original conflict started a year ago, and he was right then, and he's right now. Ukraine is in serious trouble. If they don't call Putin and come to the negotiating table immediately, they're in serious trouble. And the problem is they can't actually call Russia. The United States have to call Russia for them. So Ukraine, the only way Ukraine can call Russia and have Putin listen to what Ukraine has to say, Ukraine has to publicly say they are disconnecting from the West. And Ukraine will never say that. Like Zelensky will never, ever, ever say, we are cutting all ties with the United States, and they can't say that. So Putin has zero reason to listen to Zelensky. So the only person that Putin would listen to is the United States. But do you think Biden knows where the phone is to call Putin? So this is there's no peace, guys. There's not going to be peace. McGregor, Colonel McGregor, just go and listen to his interviews from a year ago. Like, he was right. He was right from day one. Colin, what does the MRI say about natural gas futures? Let's go and take a look. Here's natural gas futures. I need to clean up this chart. We're going to clean up this chart. I only have a few minutes though, so I shouldn't be messing around with this. Appearance. Grid lines. No. Horizontal grid lines. No. Fine separators. What the hell is that? I don't know what that is. Scale. We're okay with that. Status line. That's fine. Bar change values. What is that? It's an old chart. Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Titles, arguments. Yeah, let's drop that. It cleans up the chart. Titles I need. Values? No, I definitely don't want values. Background? What's background? I need to drop all of these ridiculous numbers. So we'll get to that. Symbol. It's got to be somewhere here, right? What's a plus button? That might be inside an indicator. What is that? That's what, okay, hold on. Favorite scripts. Triple moving average. I think that's what, no, triple, no. No. Where is it? Didn't I have my own? What do I use? Hold on. What a triple MA forecast. Okay. Triple MA forecast. Triple MA forecast. There it is. Really? Okay. I thought I was using my own version, but okay, we'll use this. So I can drop moving average forecast. I can swear we wrote our own. What am I using here? Yeah, moving average forecast. Okay. So what is this MA? Why am I so confused? What is this? Length 9. So what is this? Oh, okay. So that's a duplicate. I don't need this. I'm using the 9 over there. Okay, so it is moving average forecast. Okay. Moving average forecast right there. Okay, yeah, it is my own. Okay. It's my own, doesn't have my name on it because I never published it. Got it. That's the problem. Okay, now I'm actually using my own. We have weekly time frames and daily time frames. So daily time frames, I'm okay with 20, 50, 200. Weekly time frames, what should we do? I might leave it the same, 20 for now, 50, 200. Okay, a little bit cleaner. What the hell is this thing? Oh, contract switch. Oh, that's useful. Oh, that's useful. Yeah, you see that gap? That's the day that the contract flips. Oh, that's super useful on futures charts. Yeah, looks great. Looks very good. I'm bullish into the def cross. This would be a 200 versus 20 on the weekly. Okay, way cleaner chart. Yeah, I got tired of looking at those grid lines. All right, I still have to get rid of these things. What's going on here? It's got to be in the MRI. Style. Visibility. No. Labels? No, wrong labels. Labels on price scale. There we go. Okay. I can drop these. Values and status line. No. All right. How do I get rid of this? Maybe it's moving averages? Might be moving averages. Hold on. Visibility. No. Style. There we go. Now we're in business. Well, I don't know what that one does, but okay. Okay, cool. Now we have a clean chart. Now, Tony, do you think we'll get a commodity super cycle? Probably. I'm very bullish on commodities. You really need to look into sector rotation. Man, Tyler Jenks had great videos about that. Oil, as you guys know, I am bullish on oil. Just waiting for that print. Oh, today's Thursday. Let's see if the oil reserve has been siphoned. Now that I'm refreshing pages, let's refresh expectation for the Fed funds rate. Look at that. This is dropping. This is rising. I will bet way more money on this than this, but whoa, is this thing rising fairly steeply. That is super interesting. Super interesting. All right. So let's get back to Bitcoin. So I already talked about the weekly chart, allocation chart. The allocation chart is at a very critical point, and this is why I have not added to my bullish position. I'm going to drop this line. This line is no longer critical, though it is the same line. I'm just going to move it up a smidge. I'm going to use the best fit line between 3 candles. I'm going to change the color to blue, or let's say purple. So I'm going to delete this because it's just cluttering my chart. I'm doing it on live air. This is what I expected. Didn't happen, obviously. Eventually it did. But then again, this is FTX, which was a little bit unpredicted. That just killed bullish momentum. I'm still expecting this, but I'm going to slide it over because I'm expecting it once we break these highs. Now, we did break the prior swing high. I was concerned for multiple reasons. One, we didn't have a big enough pullback. And two, the weekly chart was still in resistance mode. I'm going to raise this to the next swing high. And the moment we break it, I expect Bitcoin to take off like a bandit. And this is the new line where if we hit this line, I'm very concerned that we are going to fall. But so this is going to be a big dilemma. If we hit this line, we're either going to be at a double bottom or we're going to be at double support with the long-term moving average. So if we hit it soon, not a big deal. We can go below it. I don't mind. If we hit it real soon, it's like that. But if we hit it real late, we got a problem. So I'm not going to put any arrows there, but I'm just watching it. I'm going to add to my bullish position, hopefully at the right time. Worst case scenario, I add to my bullish position at 25.5. It's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, I add to my bullish position at 20K. but I don't expect us to go lower than that. This blue line is now useless, so I'm going to get rid of it. Just cluttering my charts. All right, hey guys, before I talk about the daily, if you are interested in learning how to trade, I have a free Learn Trading section, but I also have some paid courses, which are not too expensive, but they're very, very detailed. The technical analysis and risk management says like 10 hours of education. These are about 5 hours each. Obviously, way better deal to buy them together. Also, options course for those that want to learn options. And also the MRI indicator for those that want to trade using the MRI. Financial Summit will return in November to UAE, Dubai, Ras Al Khaimah. And the Bitcoin event, unconfiscatable, along with the poker tournament, will take place the month after that, December 7 and 8. So come join us in Las Vegas. Daily Bitcoin chart. Oh, crap, it's 10 a.m. Oh, boy. Yeah, we should glance at that 10 a.m. reversal in a second. Daily Bitcoin chart. The daily Bitcoin chart still looks okay, but I'm not happy with this consolidation. I like the fact that we might finally touch the 50-period moving average. Like, Bitcoin still has a chance, but the S&P needs to reverse here. If the S&P doesn't reverse, I'm not anticipating Bitcoin to rally to new swing high. The S&P has to reverse in order for Bitcoin to do that. Not much to say. We have an MRI buy, so a 1 to 4 candle move to the upside or consolidation. So this is an MRI buy in consolidation. I'm not a fan of this MRI buy, just like I wasn't a fan of this MRI buy. This MRI buy was actually significantly better than the current MRI buy, and I wasn't a huge fan of this MRI buy either. Why was this MRI buy significantly better than the current MRI buy? Well, this is way more of a reversal candle. It is a doji candle with a wick to the bottom. I think this is a gravestone doji. And this candle actually made the swing low, which makes it a better MRI buy. Now, as far as the strength of the candle, they're both equally strong. They both have a green volume spike. And if you look at low to close on these candles, the percent of low to close yesterday was 2.5. The percent low to close on this candle was 2. So they're equally strong, okay? Yesterday's candle did move a little bit more low to close, but it didn't come off a swing low. So I would actually favor this candle for an MRI buy to be a reversal than the current candle, only because of the shape of the candle and the fact that the candle itself made the swing low, which I really, really like. And this time around, it did not make the swing low. The swing low came like 5 days earlier, 4 days earlier. All right. Now, of course, it's always better to make a swing low higher than the prior swing low. So that part is bullish. But the candle itself, the other one was stronger. So let's see what happens. I think Bitcoin continues to be at the mercy of the S&P 500. Hourly chart is clustered below, hourly chart is stuck below a clustered moving average set on the hourly, which is not good. Bullish candle though last hour. And the 4-hour is also not looking good. GBTC is not going to look good when Bitcoin consolidates or drops. It needs a bull market. Is the monthly close a bearish star doji? So I have several monthly charts now. I like the monthly close on the Heikin Ashi version. That's very bullish. On a regular candle, no, this is not bearish. Okay, so yes, this is a doji candle on a monthly. I don't get these very often. Beautiful doji, right? But when a doji doesn't occur at the low, it doesn't really matter. So I don't see any relevance to this candle being a doji here in this area. If this was the candle last month, it would be very, very critical. But sorry, well, if this was the January candle, it would be huge. I like the fact that it's a green star candle on the monthly. The only time a green star candle on a monthly failed was the last time it happened. But remember, the green star shows up when you break the prior candle's high. So, which was at 53,000, 54,000. And then we still went up and made a high at 69. So that's a decent percentage. Same thing here. Even if you use the close of candle, you went high a little bit, and then you have to get out on the red star. So I would say it did fail us. The last green star failed us. The prior green star borderline failed us, so these were not good. But prior to that, the green stars have been great. You can look at every green star before that. Oh, this one was a little tricky, but technically, the price held and then went higher. The green stars on monthly have been very, very good. And I like this green star on monthly. I think it would lead to another bull run similar to here. There was another cool chart I wanted to look at on the S&P, thanks to my friend Mark, but I won't have time for it today. I'll try to remember tomorrow. What does the MRI green star indicate? It indicates a new trend. So the green star indicates a trend. So the way MRI works is, maybe the Heikin Ashi version is better. Right. No, not really. I mean, we are using monthly charts, right? So the green star indicates a bullish trend is starting. A red star indicates a bearish trend is starting. Is it always going to be perfect? No. But it has worked out for me more often than it's failed me. Like I said, one of my biggest failures in, I've been doing this for almost 10 years now. And I know everyone thinks that my biggest mistake was saying that Bitcoin had a high chance of hitting 1,500 when it was at 3,000, but that wasn't my biggest mistake, not even close. Because remember, I was talking about the $3,000 target and potentially $1,500 target, technically $1,800 target. But I started saying that when Bitcoin was 15,000. I didn't start saying it at 3,000. Everyone thinks I started saying it at 3,000, but I was saying it at 15,000, which is why this was one of my best trades right here at 6,000 as it crashed to 3,000 on the red star candle monthly as well. So the red stars indicate a bearish trend is starting. A green star indicates a bullish trend is starting. Now, sometimes they can go back to back, like here and here, but there'll always be one candle in between. They'll never go back to back literally. It's impossible, not based on the code. So the one time I personally consider my biggest failure in identifying a Bitcoin trend was here in November of 2021. So of the 10 years I've been doing, Bitcoin analysis videos, to me, my biggest mistake was not recognizing the November top. And then I made it very clear that once we started falling, based on this structure of 2021, I was not going to be able to announce that the bear market is with us until Bitcoin broke down below like $32,000 or 30,000. And I made it very clear that that call that Bitcoin is in a bearish trend after it falls below 30,000 from 69,000 was not going to be very useful to any trader. So this was my biggest mistake on in 10 years on identifying bullish trends. Okay. Now, I wasn't crazy and thinking it was going to go to 300K. I really thought that we would at least make it to 90. And I was very confident in that. In hindsight, everyone's going to say how obvious it is, what monster divergence we had. Yeah, in hindsight, it's very, very easy. And, you know, a handful of people got out perfectly. And you only hear about the winners. You don't hear about the losers, because the losers ended up broke and potentially don't have internet, right? So that's why you only hear about the winners. You only hear about those that got it right. You never hear about those that got it wrong. I got it wrong because I'm still here doing videos. And I'll admit I got this wrong. But when the green star comes in after a major swing low, that almost never failed. That's never failed. So here's an example of that. Here's an example of that. This is a continuation green star. That's a continuation green star. These two green stars are at the lows. This one you can say borderline failed because we had one more crash, but this one did not. This one did not. Like, look at green stars after, say, a 50% correction in the market. The first green star after a 50% correction. And the only one that you can say messed up was this one back in June 2015. But remember, there was never a red star candle following that. So it's the red star candle that is supposed to get you out of the trade. It's a red star candle that gets you out of the green star candle trade. And we've never had a red star candle that followed a green star candle after a 50% correction in the market. It also never happened the other way either, right? Like after, let's say, 100% rise in the market, then we get a red star candle followed by a green star candle. Trying to find an example. Like over here, right? Like, did this red candle fail you? Well, the answer is not really, right? Because you never had a green star candle that followed it that told you that this trade was wrong. I guess maybe here, but the green star didn't come to like a year later. And you still went down quite a bit by percentage. It just didn't last very long. So even if I use end of candle close, the following month, you still fell 40%. That's pretty damn significant. These are two independent ways to trade the MRI, guys. Green stars indicate the beginning of trends. The MRI actually indicates the end of trends. So they're two independent things. I don't even like when you get those that buy the MRI, the stars don't even show up, right? They're not defaulted. Like you have to turn them on and you have to set rules to them. And there is a video explaining all that. See, this indicates the end of the downtrend, potentially, a little more nuanced than that. And this indicates the start of the bullish trend. Tone, are you going to be a speaker at the Bitcoin conference in Miami? I've never been a speaker at the Bitcoin conference in Miami. They just never asked me to be a speaker. Maybe I'm too much of a toxic Bitcoin maximalist. I don't know. But I've never been asked to be a speaker at the Bitcoin conference in Miami. I've been rejected a few times. So I stopped asking. And I unfortunately don't plan to be there either. I'm going to go where I am wanted as a speaker. So I will be in Japan speaking at a Web3 conference during that time, unfortunately. So I will not, at the moment, I don't plan to be in Miami in May. There's a conflicting conference in Japan, some Web3 conference. And I need to change it on my calendar. So I will be heading to Japan to speak there at the same time. All right, guys, that is pretty much it for me. I think we looked at everything. I mean, I don't think gold did anything, so I don't think that matters. I'm pretty bullish on natural gas. Oh, we're going to take a look at oil. I don't know if the print came in yet. I think the print came in. The print came in and they did not siphon any oil reserves. I am a bit surprised because Bloomberg published an article. So here's what I mean, right? This is where the government straight up lies in order to talk the market up or down. So on February 13th, February 13th, right? I mean, yeah, February 13th, Bloomberg writes that U.S. to sell 26 million more barrels from a strategic oil reserve, right? They wrote that they're going to sell, they were specific about the number. They wrote this on the 13th. The print came in on the 17th. They have not done it yet. Now the print came in for the 24th. They still have not done it yet. So how do you make sense of this headline? If they're going to sell 26 million, why didn't they sell? So they lied. The government lied to Bloomberg that they're going to sell 26 million more barrels. They did not sell 26 million more barrels, right? I know they didn't give it a timeline. I mean, we can, I got to get through the paywall, but now there's a way to get around paywalls, guys, but I'm not going to show you on live air. So they didn't do it. So what happened? Oh, and what this is they're talking the market down. They do this with interest rates all the time. They make this announcement on February 13th. If we go to the price of oil daily, daily price of oil. Here's February 13th. Is it? Do you think it's a coincidence that they make this announcement when oil? Well, by the way, beautiful MRI buy, beautiful MRI sell. Is it a coincidence that they made this announcement on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 day rally? They're scared that oil is going to break. It's breaking $80. Okay. They're scared that oil is going to go back to new highs. So they make this announcement that they're going to sell 26 million barrels of oil to drive the price of oil down. So what happens in the futures markets? The futures markets then go down because of speculators reading the Bloomberg headline. And they're like, well, if the government's going to start selling strategic oil reserve, then the price of oil will drop. But because they did that, they created a self-fulfilling prophecy of dropping the price of oil. So the government feels that they don't need to sell the oil anymore. They talked the market down. Then the speculators eventually say, well, screw this. You know, they never sold the oil. So why are we hanging on to these bearish trades? Now they start saying, well, we can see that oil's not being sold. And by the way, they have the data, right? Like we only get the data like 10 days late, but they can kind of see the data in real time. Professionals can anyway. They know where the oil's coming from. So boom, we had a MRI warning. We have a green star candle, and now the market's going up. So what is the government going to do? Well, the government's probably going to start selling oil now because they can't put that headline again. They can't say we're going to sell oil again, right? Like fool me once, it's like George Bush used to say, who remembers that joke, the real joke is fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you, right? But George Bush completely screwed that up, the junior one. I don't remember how he said it, but it was funny as hell because it was totally ass backwards. So they lied. They didn't sell, but they talked the market down. Government lying. What a surprise, right? And here we go again, back to breaking 80. So now they're probably going to start selling oil in order to actually drive it down by selling the oil. So they delayed the rise in price of oil with these tricks. They do it all the time. It was the father of Bush? No, it was the junior Bush. Oh, did I say it backwards too? All right, I want to get into spaces, guys. But yeah, like just watch what the government says. The government says that takes the market down. Same thing with the Fed. The Fed does this all the time. They say we're gonna raise interest rates, and then the market tanks, and then they'll because they're saying that they're gonna raise interest rates, and then they're gonna go, oh, sorry, we were kidding. But if the market rises, they're like, oh, okay, so we can raise interest rates. Yeah, because of Bush saying it and the wrong way, and me watching that video so many times back in the day, it totally screwed me up on what the right way is now. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you all for watching. Oh, wait, packs. Let's do packs. Oh, wait, why is my camera off? I'm going to do a pack. One more pack. I still have half a box. I need to get the Tone Vays card. Let's do it. I have a good feeling about this one. I really want to be surprised. Like, I want to find a way to like open these packs without knowing what the bottom card is. Maybe I'll get it right this time. Somehow. I have to like open the pack without looking at the cards, and at the same time without damaging the cards, which is a really challenging all right, pack's open. I'm not looking at it. I'm looking at the camera, not looking at the cards. So here we go. I'm going to just show them to you. Boom. History of the currency card. What is this? The Bitcoin card. Literally, Bitcoin series and Bitcoin category and Bitcoin card. Next. What is this? Resources card for be your own bank. There you go. Advice on how to be your own bank. Right there. Next, we have the Bitcoin mining card. Cool little volcano art there. We have a resources card for Coinbits. We have the currency card of the US dollar hitting a giant iceberg. Really like this art. And it's got the capital right there on the ship. This is money printer card. God, I have so many of these. I gotta start like giving them away or something. Still haven't seen the last card. Swan. Shout out to Swan, whose spaces I'm missing. And nope, 2 more cards. We have the Geyser. Oh, I haven't had this one in a long time. The Resources Geyser card. And the final card is it's a blue card. I was really hoping for the Tone Vays card. We have the Unalienable Rights. I think this is card number 6 or 7 for me like this. It is a rare card, but it's not that rare. So we will try again tomorrow on getting a Tone Vays or a Cypherpunk card. Those are the 2 cards I really, really need. They're 1 of 100 cards. I need both of them to complete my set. They're pretty much the only 2 cards I need to complete my set. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.